Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. You guys know that when I do an album review, it's because I've been enamored by it. I don't waste my time doing album reviews on stuff that I don't love. You know, the energy level's low and I don't really enjoy talking about stuff that I don't love. So today, as you can obviously tell from the thumbnail and the title, we're talking about Ryo Okumoto and his brand new solo album. It's just dynamite. It's called The Myth of the Mostrophus, which makes absolutely no sense. Look at that album cover. Yeah, obviously Ryo is Japanese American. He was born in Osaka in 1959. And he joined Spock's Beard in 96 for their second album, and he's been with them ever since. And now we've got this brand new solo album. It follows on the heels of he's done a couple solo albums. His last one came out in 2003, and it had Bobby Kimball, Simon Phillips, Steve Lukather, all the Toto boys were there. It was called Coming Through, and it was a really good record. So it's been 19 years since we had a Ryo album, and the genesis of this came, I guess, Ryo heard I Am the Manic Whale, and he fell in love with the singer and bass player Michael Whiteman, his songs, his voice, his whole vibe, and asked, hey, would you want to collaborate on a new Ryo album? And of course he said yes. I'm a big fan of I Am the Manic Whale, so this was something really exciting for me. He is joined on the album by all his Spock's Beard bandmates, past and present, except for Neil Morris, not there for some reason. He's also joined by his new Prog-ject bandmates, this Prog band that Ryo and a bunch of guys put together doing Prog classics, touring the world, playing Yes and Genesis and King Crimson and whatnot. You got Michael Sadler, you got Mike Keanly, you got Mark Bonilla, Jonathan Mover, you got all those guys. And you have some other people on this record that are a little surprising. You've got Doug Winbosch from Living Colour, that great bass player. He played on Grandmaster Flash's The Message. Steve Hackett makes an appearance. Randy McStein, Mirko de Mayo, Todd Rundgren's guy, Lyle Workman's here, as well as Rich Mauser doing all the mixing. It's just incredible. So yeah, it definitely has that Spock's Beard feel to it. Starts out with a song called Mirror, Mirror, which, wouldn't you know, is the episode of Star Trek that Spock actually grows that beard. It's got all the Spock's Beard people on this track. Ryo likes to call it Ryo's Beard. You got Nick DiVirgilio singing. You got Dave Miros on bass. You got Alan Morris playing guitar. It's just like the good old days. It sounds like a Spock's Beard track, and it's really great. The second song shifts gears. You got a whole new band. You got Doug Winbosch on bass here. You got Mike Keanly on guitar. You got Jonathan Mover on drums on this track. It's called Turning Point. It's really cool with Michael Sadler's voice. The great Saga vocalist fits right in on this song with the funky bass that Doug is laying down. I am really digging this sound right here. It still kind of sounds like Spock's Beard, but it's just really great. It starts with this weird 5/8 kind of figure, and then they do like this weird 4/4 section that comes in, this lounge little thing, and then it comes back with the chorus in 6/8, and Ryo's Hammond organ playing like a circus kind of stuff. It's really great. The last like 30 seconds of the song promises to go in a whole new direction, and then the song just stops, so that's really cool. I love it. The third song is the single, which came out already, called The Watchmaker. This has got Michael Whiteman on vocals. He's a little whiny. I really do like him, but I mean, you're coming in after Nick DiVirgilio and Michael Sadler, so it's a pretty big ask, but he acquits himself very well. This song sounds a whole lot like if the members of Kansas and Styx all got together and listened to Abacab nonstop. It's just like that. It's pretty cool. I do like it. The fourth song is the only song on this album that really doesn't hit me that hard. It's called Maximum Velocity, and that's a real shame. This is the song that Steve Hackett's on. It starts out promisingly enough with some acoustic guitar, but then it gets into like a heavier groove, and it just doesn't work for me for some reason. But that's okay. These things happen. They more than make up for it with the next song, Chrysalis. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This song surprised me. This has got Randy McStein singing lead on here, and it is just a beautiful, heartbreaking song. I absolutely adore this thing. Yeah, you got Doug Winbash again playing bass, so he's got that real different feel than Dave Maros, but I just love this track, and it just sets us up so perfectly for, yeah, the 22-minute long epic, which is the title track, The Myth of Mostrophus. And it starts with this piano riff, do 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 do, and you hear it like coming back in throughout the album. It's pretty cool how they do that. It starts out with Ted singing the first verse, and then Nick sings the second verse, and then he gets the chorus, and then it rolls right around again, where you got Ted singing the verse, and then he gets a chance to sing the chorus. It's a really neat trick if you've got multiple vocalists to play around like that, and they're singing about this monster that's been hibernating for 100,000 years underground, and both Ted and Nick are talking about, please don't eat me. And then you got a little freak out section, and then Nick sings some more about the monster digging down deep into the earth, and then it slows down. You get a little acoustic guitar, you get a little flute action, and Ted's singing about the world coming back to life, and towns and villages being built, and then you got an Alan Morris solo over some Pink Floyd instrumentation, which is really cool. And then comes the next part of the song where Nick takes the vocals, and we learn about the people of Basingstoke, this town, and he's warning them, beware, beware, watch for the cracks in the pavement, watch for the potholes in the streets. And then you get this descending piano chord progression with a really cool Rio Hammond organ solo over the top of it, and then it transmutates into some weird Japanese monster movie music that's just really cool and futuristic sounding. And then Ted sings about the engineers and the scientists who might figure out a way to get this monster killed. And then Nick sings about these archaeologists, and they find a cave painting of these primitive people defeating this monster that looks a whole lot like the same monster that we're seeing. And then the chorus comes back. All the while you hear the little, piano motif coming back into. It's cool. And then you get a new theme on the piano as Ted sings about this golden melody that is supposed to kill the monster. And then he second verse modulates into a new key. Then you get a weird sax solo, which is pretty cool. And then Ted comes back with a third verse in this section, tells us that none of the scientists or archaeologists or soldiers can save the world. The only one who can is the singer of a prog rock band. And then you get the strummy acoustic guitar coming in that really makes you think of Neil Morse. And then Nick is singing the golden melody. We finally get it. This is a 22-minute song, and at the 15-minute mark, Nick sings the golden melody one time, and then we get it again 2 times at the 16-minute mark, and then we get it 4 times, and then we get in that beware section again for the sing good people of Basingstoke. And then the golden melody comes back again, but this time with the descending bass line. They repeat it 4 times. And I kind of wanted them to explore some more of those replacement chords because it sounds just amazing. And then the Mellotron harkens this new section, the final section, this glorious, majestic, mid-tempo, Genesis E kind of section. The monster has been defeated. They're singing about how they took him down. And then we realize that this has nothing to do with a monster at all. The monster is obviously a metaphor for all the evil things going on in this world. And the only thing that can, defeat evil is people coming together and singing a beautiful song. Yeah, I'm okay with it. At first, I thought it was a little cheesy. You know, at first I was like, you know, I'm not 10 years old anymore, so I don't really care about this. But then I started realizing that, A, Ryo's Japanese, so he's allowed to get into the, you know, the monster mythology that followed post-war Japan. And the second thing I realized was, the monster is not real. The monster is a metaphor. And as a result, this song is incredible. It's just a great epic. I like this whole album except for that one song. I didn't care for the Steve Hackett tune. I didn't like. Everything else on this album is amazing. So how am I going to score it? How indeed. This sucker gets 4.5 headphones. It's dynamite. I've been listening to it nonstop for a week. Ryo is godlike on the keyboards. And this assembled cast of characters playing on this album is just ridiculous. If you like your prog, big, heavy, intricate, symphonic, you're not going to find a better record this year. It's Ryo Okumoto. I just love it. You are in the Prog Corner. Thanks for stopping by. I got a whole bunch of album reviews building up on me. Black Midi. And you will know us from the Trail of Dead. There's just so much stuff on my desk. I don't know what I'm doing next, but I had to talk about the Ryo album because it's just awesome. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.